Okay, welcome. Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Steve. I will be your teacher for the next hour, teaching you the wonderful world of public speaking, which I'm going to guess nobody here, I could be wrong, but I'm going to guess nobody here said, Mom and Dad, please join me up to public speaking. It's usually not a class kids want to join, but we're going to have some fun today with public speaking. And public speaking can be fun. So I want to tell you about the ground rules. The ground rules are camera is on when class is on. Does anyone know why that is a rule? Oh, I have some hands up. Yes, Armand or Amrita.
That's a rule because no one knows if you're like eating in class or just not paying attention. So the teacher has to know what you're doing.
All right, I'm going to give that a heart. Can anyone think of another reason? All right. Well, let me show you. I'll show you, and maybe you'll tell me why. Hello, class. Welcome. I'm happy to be teaching you today. Today, I'm going to show you about public speaking. Would everyone like it if teacher kept camera off for the whole class?
No.
No? Why? Why is this not good? Yes, Arav?
Because we can't see, because you might be just eating or you can't see each other.
There you go. I might be doing something. Public speaking is more than just using our voice. It's doing what I just did. It's a gesture. It's a face, a smile. So we want to have our cameras on because it's kind of boring if all we're doing is hearing a voice. So that's my first rule. Everyone's doing that very well. The only time I ask you to turn camera off is if you have to leave. Maybe you have to go to the washroom. Maybe mom and dad are calling you to do something. All right, turn your camera off, then you can go deal with that. Be attentive and respectful. I think this one's easy to tell why that would be a rule. We don't want to have people yelling and screaming. Yes, Amrita.
Because if you be respectful, you basically can't have an attitude because you can't learn with an attitude.
That's really good. I'm looking for my reaction button. I can't find it, so I'll just give you a heart. Very good. Yes. And remember what I said. Most people are not going to be happy about doing a speech. They're going to get nervous. They're going to get scared. And if you're not being respectful while that person's trying to do something that's scary to them, we may make it tougher for them. So that's why we want to be respectful and attentive. Now, I'm old-fashioned. Some people would say I'm old, but I'm old-fashioned. I like my students to have a pen and paper. So hopefully you have a pen and paper near you. If you don't, that's okay. You can use a device if you want to use a device. Sometimes I'm going to tell you, oh, you should take a note about this. Other times you may decide, you know what, I want to take a note. I'll take a note. And our final rule, and I'm going to enforce this, we will have fun. We are going to have fun. I'm just going to mute you for a second. I'm hearing sounds coming in. I think you're going to get paper, maybe. And I apologize if you're hearing sounds behind me. My building is under mini construction, so you might hear some banging. I don't know if you are. If you are, I apologize. If you're not, great. All right. There I am. Now, this was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And I was in Universal Studios, Florida, or Universal Studios, Orlando, which is my favorite trip. Does anyone know who I'm? Oh, yes, Arav.
I went there.
You went there.
Me and my brother. My whole family went there.
Nice. It's a fun place to go. I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm standing next to Gru from Despicable Me. He didn't shrink me. He didn't turn me yellow into a minion, but I had fun anyway. The two little boys, they're not so little now. Derek is in the red shirt. He is now 18 years old, soon to be 19 years old. And if we were taking this picture today, he would be taller than me, believe it or not. And then we have little James down there in the white shirt. He's now 12 years old. He's also taller, not as tall as me yet. I live in Mississauga. I don't know if anyone else knows Mississauga. I see a few people saying, yes, they do know Mississauga. Okay, well, I live in Mississauga, and I think it's a great place to live. All right, now all these things are true. Oh, I should also mention, now some people may be saying, what's a Toastmaster? It's not a place where I go to make toast. All right, it's a place where I go to practice public speaking. That's where I go to practice public speaking. And I've been doing that. I have to update this slide actually, because I've been doing it for 12 years. Is anyone here 12 years old? No. That means I've been in Toastmasters longer than everyone here's been alive. Whoa, now I am feeling old. All right. There are 3 facts on your screen right now. 2 of them are true. 1 of them is not true. Okay, I want you to tell me which one do you think I'm not telling the truth about? I'm going to go to Vihan first, because Vihan has his hand up first. Vihan, what was I not telling the truth about?
That you have a YouTube channel.
That I have a YouTube channel. All right, okay, we'll put down YouTube is not true. All right, next we're going to go to brother and sister. Let's hear their guesses. Arman and Amrita.
Can you put the screen back on about the
I can put the
facts?
screen back on. Yeah, let's do this. This is serious business here. There are the 3 things. Wait, now you can see them.
You have appeared on the news.
I've appeared on the news is not true. Okay, let's do that. And what other thing?
Mine is that you have lived Mississauga for your whole life.
Yours is,
I
sorry,
don't think-
say that
I
again.
have lived in Mississauga for my whole life.
Okay. And that now means somebody is right, because we have a guess for each one. All right, I'm going to Arav next. What's Arav say here?
You have appeared on the news.
I've appeared on the news. Okay. And finally, Nikita. What's Nikita think is not true?
Oh, you have lived in Mississauga for your whole life.
All right, so we've got answers for everybody. So I'm pleased to tell you that either a couple of people or one person is right. Let me tell you the first thing I was telling the truth about. All right? I was telling the truth about a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. I don't know who picked that as not true, but it's true. It's true. And I'm going to put it in the chat because the number is so big. I have. Look at how many subscribers I have. 53. I'm catching up to Mr. Beast. One day I may get him. One day I may get him. So I don't have a very big channel. I'm not going to tell you it's a big channel, but I have a channel. And if you go there, you would find me doing public speaking, which I guess is kind of boring. I don't do any challenges. All right. That means either either the news is true or that I've lived in Mississauga my whole life is true. Which one should I tell you? The truth or the thing I'm not true about? Which one do you want to hear? Yes or
Not
not?
true.
Not
Not
true.
true.
Not truth.
All
Not
right.
truth.
The thing I was not telling the truth about is, drum roll, I have not lived in Mississauga my whole life. So that was a lie. So whoever said about Mississauga, you are correct. I used to live in a place called Scarborough. I don't know if anyone's heard of Scarborough. I lived in Scarborough. Yes, okay. Some people know Scarborough too. Very good. I used to live in Scarborough. I only came to Mississauga in 2008, which I think means 15 years I've been in Mississauga, but don't quote me on that. And for those wondering, how did he get on the news? What did he do to get on the news? What do you think I did to get on the news? Yes, Vahan, sorry.
You made a speaking class for like 24 hours.
Oh, you almost had it. Yeah, they interviewed me about speaking classes. So it was about speaking classes. See, I'm surrounded by speaking. Okay, so there you go. There were the three things about me. Now you know even a little bit more about me. Okay. And I have to say, I do love doing public speaking. I really do love it. Now, if you were to come back to classes with me, what we would do is each week, somebody else would do 2 truths and a lie. So there's a little incentive for you to come to another class because maybe you would get to do 2 truths and a lie. All right. It's a fun little game. I will fully admit that. Now, what do I have next? Oh, we're going to talk today about speaking to inform, speaking to give people information. Can somebody tell me what are things that are important if you're sharing information with people? What are some things that you would have to make sure you did well? I'm going to Armand first.
You have to you have to make your grammar correct. Your grammar.
Yes, very good. You have to choose something that people would like. Now, we're going to write down our lists. So make sure you have that pen and paper. Now, I think Armand said we have to make it relevant. Okay. We have to make it interesting. Pick something that's interesting. I'll just do this. Maybe I don't use the chat. Maybe what I'll do is use my share screen function here. Let's see. Let's do this. I'll write it on a whiteboard. So yes, we want to be, we want to pick something relevant to our audience. We don't want to pick something that they're going to go, who cares? I don't want to hear this. We want to pick something that's interesting, relevant to the audience. What else do we have to do or be careful of? Yes, we're going to go to her sister now, Amrita.
I don't want to be rude, but like you're kind of saying my name wrong.
Well, that's not rude at all, because my real name is Stephen with a PH, and sometimes people will call me Stephen, and I don't like that. So you tell me how to pronounce your name.
It's called it's like Amrita.
Amrita. Is that better? Amrita? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't take long, and that's not rude at all. I'm glad you told me.
Oh, and like you have to have like I don't know if it's the same thing as relevant to the audience, but like you have to like respect the audience.
Say that again.
You have to like have eye contact to the audience, and you have to be nice.
face.
Nice. I love it. We're putting that on our list. Now, if we were standing in a classroom where everyone was there with us, eye contact would be looking at the whole audience, looking at the different people that are there. Where should we look if we're online? Yes, Arav. Arav.
You should look at the speaker.
Which is the camera. Look at the camera.
Yeah, that's camera.
Now, some people, and I don't think everyone here has it tonight. Some people have two screens. I don't think anyone here has two screens. Two screens can get tricky. What you can do, if you're always forgetting, where's my camera? Now, mine has a blue light, so I always know it's on. But if you're ever sitting there going, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, you can take a little bit of a sticky note. Oh, and you can make, oh, this looks funny. You can make a smiley face, and you could put that smiley face somewhere near your camera to remind you that's where I have to look, and I should smile when I'm looking there, because smiling makes your voice sound better. All right, so we have relevant to the audience. We have eye contact with the audience. Who has something else they'd like to say that we need to do when we're doing a report? All right. I'm going to give you one. If I could find a way to move this thing that's in my way. Let's do that. Oh, I have a hand up. Yes, Fahan.
Well, you should be prepared to what you're saying, because like I had a presentation today in school.
Yes.
You should be prepared, and like you should know what to say.
I love it. Let me find my part. There we go. Be prepared. That is a great. You can imagine if I come up to you and I'm doing a report. Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about a parade that's taking place on, I can't remember, but I know it's on a weekend. And this parade is called, no, I can't think of it right now, but it's a parade and it's on a weekend. Everyone should go see it. That's not a prepared report. I'm not giving the audience what they need to know. They don't know where it is. They don't even know what it's called. And they don't even know what day of the week it's going to be. So that's an unprepared report. We want to be prepared. What about somebody who comes out and does this? Let me think of something to report on. Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to talk to you about hockey. Did you know that the NHL is starting up again? I am really excited about this. Are you excited? How does that sound? Nikita, what did you think of that voice?
There is no emotion when you're speaking
And why is that not good, Nikita?
because you can't express your feelings.
Yes, yes. And if the speaker sounds bored, the audience is going to be bored. Now, there is a word for that I just did. And that word is, does anyone know that word? Some people call it robotic, which it is. It can sound like a robot. But its real name is, and this is another one you might want to write down, monotone. Monotone. This is not good. If our voice is monotone, it means it's flat. Like Nikita said perfectly, it means there's no emotion. And if there's no emotion, the audience is not going to be excited. All right, I'm going to demonstrate another type of talking. The NHL is starting tonight. All of the games are going to be on TV. Which team are you looking forward to seeing tonight play hockey? What if I did my whole class like this? Yes. What do we think? Let me think now. Amrita. No, Amrita.
Yeah, that's my name. And like you're saying it, but like it's the same thing as like you don't have any emotion. Like you're not like you don't. It's like you're not feeling it when you're saying it. You're not having the vibe.
Okay, I'm not having a vibe.
Like
What
you're
did you
too
think?
energetic.
Arav, you had your hand up. Did you think it was good?
It was not that tune that you normally have. Like it didn't make that much sense.
Yes. I wish I have a little bell. Sometimes I ring the bell. I should have rang the bell there. Yes. That is what we call, and I don't know if anyone's heard of this. Somebody may have heard of this from in our class because we have got some smart people here. That's called up talk. That's when everything sounds like a question, even though it's not a question. And what it means is every time we end the word, we go up. We go up. So that's called up talk. We don't want to do up talk. Up talk is annoying. You can say it when you want to say a question, but don't say it when you want to say something that's a sentence, because that we got to give proper, what's the word? Tone to. Proper tone to. So monotone and up talk are not good. Good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about hockey. Did you know that preseason hockey started already and that the Toronto Maple Leafs have played 2 games? Yesterday's game went into overtime because Mitch Marner scored a goal at the very end of the game. Thank you. That's my report. What do we think of that? Was that a good report? Yes, go ahead there. Amrita.
You're talking way too fast.
And why is that
No
not
one will
good?
understand.
How come that's not
Because
good?
no one will understand.
No one understand me. Didn't you understand what I was saying? I said the Toronto Maple Leafs were playing hockey, and they played hockey last night, and then went into overtime.
What?
Why do people talk fast when they do public speaking? Does anyone know
Because
why?
I'm nervous.
Yes, they're nervous. Very good. I'll give that a heart. They're nervous. We sometimes talk very fast because we're nervous and we want to just get it over with. But the problem is when we talk fast, people don't understand us. So we got to slow it down a little bit. There's some good buttons that I use sometimes on my students. I don't know if Uncle Michael doesn't have them on his. And they are slow down. There's a button called slow down. Sometimes I use that on students that are talking too fast because often people don't know they're talking fast. So talking fast is not good. Okay, what about this? Hi, everyone. Today I'd like to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs are playing hockey tonight. Yes, preseason hockey is back. And with preseason hockey comes goals. Lots of goals were scored last night. In fact, Mitch Marner scored a goal at the end of the game. Armand, how's this report? I don't think I'm talking too fast. Is this good, Armand?
No, you're doing run over sentences.
Okay, I'm doing run over sentences.
Stopping for periods.
Yes, okay, I'm doing run over sentences. Am I doing anything else?
Oh yeah, and you're like leaning back. You have to stay forward.
Isn't this
You have to
good?
say-
Isn't it
No,
good?
because you can. No, you can get nervous when you do that again.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes when people get nervous, they move around. They move around. If you go to my YouTube channel and you watch my very first speech at Toastmasters, you will see me for my entire speech Walk up, walk back, walk up, walk back. I didn't even know I was doing it. All right. And often you don't because you're nervous. So your body just does something. So you don't ever want to be rocking, swinging, fidgeting with your hands. None of these things are good when you're doing a public speech because they're distracting. People will start watching your hands and they won't listen to what you're saying anymore. Oh my God, look at his hands. His hands are moving. Why are his hands moving? Why are his hands always moving? I can't understand. Okay, so we don't want to have distractions going on when we do a report. All right, I'm now going to show you a report. I think. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to show you a report. This is a big tropical storm that was coming towards the Philippines. Have your pens and paper ready. As the news person is sharing information, I want you to just jot down, you don't have to jot down everything, jot down a few things that you think is good information that the news person gave us. All right. And if there's anything you think he could have done better, most news people are pretty good, but maybe there's something he could have done better. Okay. Here we go. Here goes our news report on this huge storm.
This is probably one of the top 12, so the top dozen of all storms ever seen on this planet with the satellite or in person. That's how big this is. It is not as deep as Gilbert and Wilma in the Atlantic, but the wind speeds are higher than those storms because the eye is so small. This is just the most incredible picture I can show you. That this eye right there, it reminds me of Andrew slamming into South Florida as the eye of Andrew got smaller and smaller. Now, Andrew's eye was the most important part of that storm because that's where the big winds were, 150, 160 miles per hour. This storm is Sandy size in width. This is the entire country of the Philippines. And so there's a lot of bubble here. There's a lot of water under this storm. There's going to be storm surge. 50, maybe 60 feet. All the people along the eastern shores of the Philippines will be moving out and getting to higher ground as a Cat 5 hurricane, 175 miles per hour. Right now, they're thinking, they don't fly planes into these storms out here. They're thinking about 190 miles per hour right now, and it'll still be 150 when it moves south of Manila. Now, that's the good news. The forecast is south of Manila by 150 miles. There still will be damage in Manila, and there's still an awful lot of people out here. The biggest storm, even this is smaller than the one that's going to hit tomorrow, killed 1,900 people in 2012. And it hasn't been a good year for the Philippines. Look at all of the storms that have crossed that nation. It has been ugly out there, and this is the biggest one of the year so far. So that's why we say it's always typhoon season, even though there comes an end of hurricane season out here in the Pacific. The waters stay warm, and it can be a typhoon any month of the year, Susan.
Chad, is there anything, I mean, in light of the fact that we've got this warning, we know it's coming, is there anything that people can do there? Because I imagine that the damage could be extraordinary if people don't pay attention, at least don't prepare for what is going to hit them.
Well, the good news is, if there is any, is that this area here is not as populated as Luzon up into Manila. This is where the real densely populated area would be. We will lose people no matter what you can do. This is almost at some point for some people on these islands an unsurvivable storm. They want to get on the opposite side of the island if they can, because all the upslope will make all the rain and there will be massive flooding. The winds, if you get a wind at 175 or 190 miles per hour, it doesn't even matter what kind of a building you have. It's going to sustain some damage. It's get low and stay out of the water. That's the big thing right now.
Okay. Let's hear some facts. What did you learn about in that report? Yes, we'll go to Arav first. Just unmute so I can hear you.
He was playing with his hands.
You noticed that, eh? Nice, nice.
And he was, and when the other news person came,
Yep.
she interrupted.
Nice.
When he was done talking.
He did interrupt him. I'm going to give that a thumbs up. Very good observations there. Did anyone learn some facts that they want to share? Yes, let's go to brother and sister. We'll let sister talk first. Hopefully they're not going to steal each other's answers.
Well, this is what I wrote.
Okay, what did you?
I wrote really bad. So
He was like, he was also like, he looked really, really
Uh-oh.
nervous. So I kind of couldn't understand what he was saying.
Okay, all right. Some trouble understanding him, and he looked nervous. All right. And what does your brother have to say about this?
So like he talked for very long. He was like Amrita said, he was talking very fast, so I couldn't understand that much stuff. But I only got 4 things written down. So it was the top 12 biggest storms in the world, and it was a big wind slash storm, 175 miles per hour, and it's a Philippine storm.
Nice, very good. Yeah, he said it was the top 12 storms in the planet. The history of the planet. It's not messing around here. Let's go to Vihan next, even though his hand's not up. Was there something you learned, Vihan, or is there something that you noticed about the way he presented?
Well, he was like, he talked too fast, and his other like helper or like someone, they talked too fast and they interrupted him. They were doing weird hand movements.
Nice. Well, not nice. Never nice to be interrupted, but nice that you caught that. And the too fast. Yeah, too fast. You got to be careful with too fast. Sometimes it's okay to be too fast. Sometimes. For example, if I was doing a speech, and let's say I was doing a speech about sleeping in, and I started my speech this way. I woke up, turned over, and saw that it was 8:30 in the morning. I was supposed to be at work a half hour ago. I ran out of my bed, threw on some clothes, brushed my teeth really quickly, ran down to my car, and realized it was Saturday. Okay, so I talked fast because I was trying to get you stressed. I was trying to convey that I was running around. Then I go slow to tell you, oh, it was Saturday. I made a big mistake. That didn't really happen to me. I'm just making that up, of course. Now, Nikita had a hand up, or was it a thumbs up? But I'm going to go to him to tell us, what did he notice about that report?
The lady interrupted because she was a little bit bored.
She might have been a bit bored. That's a good point, Nikki. Like, come on, tell us something we don't know here. You're telling us all about this big storm, but you're not telling us what to do. That was the thing I found was lacking in his report. He didn't tell people what they should do until she came on and said, what should people do? And then he said, oh, you should try to get to high land, get off the low land, because you're going to get into flooding. Good catch, Nikita. Good catch. All right. Those were very good observations. It's now time for you to become newscasters. Interesting, eh? Interesting. Gonna have you guys become newscasters. I hope everyone's up for this challenge. Now that you've seen the pros and how they have some trouble with it. Now, I like to use something called, some of my students call this the wheel of death. I don't like to call it the wheel of death. I think that's a little too dramatic. I call it the wheel of choice. Okay, the wheel of choice. So we're going to put everyone's name on here. Now, Nikita, is it Nikita, or am I missing something? Oh, I got it. I got it. Look at all the A's in our names here. Oh my goodness, lots of A's. And then we've got a V. Okay, so everyone's name is on the wheel now. We're going to spin the wheel. Whoever gets it, they're going to be our reporter, our first one. If we have enough time, everyone might get to be a reporter. I'm going to wait till it's on a line to make it really easy. Some people are happy Armand's going first, particularly his sister. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Steve Elliott, coming to you from the anchor desk in Mississauga, Ontario. You're not going to believe this breaking news that's just come into our news station. And that is, some monkeys have escaped from the zoo and are causing some damage to local homes and scaring people. But don't worry, we have a reporter standing by. Armand is standing by the scene to tell us. Armand, what's going on with these escaped monkeys?
So these monkeys have been very dangerous to us because they're attacking people, and I'm attacking a lot of people, like 10 million, 100 millions, and we need to stop them. So now lock yourself in your homes because they're on the loose, and the zookeepers and the police will try to manage what's happening and get everything sorted out. So, bye.
Now, in my classes, we always clap after someone does a report. So let's all clap for Armand, especially going first. And I should have told everyone, I forgot to tell everyone this. I like to do a sign off at the end of the report. So what that would look like, instead of Armand just saying bye, he would say, this is Armand reporting from the zoo for CBC News or for CNN or whatever news station he wants to be part of. All right. Armand, I loved your pace. You didn't speak too fast. Now, there is one thing, and this is a challenge when we're sharing screen, is some of your report, we saw like this much of you because you were off to the side a little bit. Okay, so always remember to try to get into the center of the screen for the report, or at the very least, stay so that everyone can see your whole face. That's better. What you're doing now is much better. I loved that you gave advice. You told the audience what to do. And you said 100 million people were in danger. Wow. I didn't realize monkeys could cause that much problems to so many people, but there you go. Very good job, reporter number one. We're now going back to the wheel to see who's reporter number two. Let's see. Oh, it's Nikita's turn to report the news. Okay.
What was that last?
Everyone, my name is Steve. I'm coming to you from the anchor desk. You're not going to believe this breaking news that's just come into us. There is a town in Germany that's experiencing a flood. Now, we may say, well, big deal, it's a flood. But it's not a flood of water. It's a flood of chocolate. Yes, the local chocolate factory has had an explosion. And going over the street, standing by to tell us about the chocolate flood is Nikita. Go ahead, Nikita, give us some details here. What's going on with the chocolate flood?
The chocolate is going everywhere on everywhere buildings, and it's being a big mess. So you should stay at the top of your building if you were in a hotel or something.
Nice.
And
Has anyone? Go ahead.
we should try to harden the chocolate, and then we could break it into pieces, and then we can eat the chocolate.
I was just going to ask if citizens can eat this chocolate. You're saying it's safe to eat?
You need to first clean it.
Okay, we'll clean off the dirt first before we eat it. Has anyone been hurt, Nikita? Or is everyone safe?
Everyone's safe. Only one person was injured.
Oh, only one person was injured. Okay, very good. All right, Nikita, who are you reporting for? Give us a wrap up.
Someone fell off the building.
What was that? Oh, someone fell off a building.
But they were not hurt. They fell on the chocolate.
Oh, thank God they fell in the chocolate. You can just picture them swimming in the chocolate. Very good job, Nikita. Reporter Nikita standing by and say that again.
CBC News.
Nice. He's from CBC News. I love it. Love it. Again, nice pace here, Nikita. You didn't talk too fast. It was nice, good information. One thing to be mindful of. So today in the news, there was this chocolate flood. How does this look to everybody? Okay, so we have to be mindful of where our hands go. Don't worry about it. Everyone does it from time to time. I did a class the other day, and a boy kept hands in his pockets the whole speech. So our hands should be natural. We should leave them where they would naturally be. So in this case, maybe it's on our desk or maybe it's on our chair. If you need to tell us, oh, you should climb up the wall to get to the roof, or the chocolate's this deep. All right, you can use your hands to give us measurement or things, but try to avoid hands going above us, behind us, in pockets. Those are not great places to put our hands. What I love most about your report was all the detail you gave us. I especially like the part about hardening. Help them harden the chocolate. And then, of course, who wouldn't want to eat chocolate? After we clean it off, of course. After we clean it off. All right, we have 3 names left. Let's spin the wheel and see who's the next reporter.
What is that laugh?
Evil laugh. That's called evil laugh. Is that a good one? Or should I change it? Should I make it happier laugh? Is it too scary?
Yes.
Okay, I'll change it next time. Next time I'll change it to some other laugh. Tonight we have evil laugh. All right, are you ready for your report, Emirate? Okay, here we go. Good evening, everyone. We have more breaking news coming into the news desk. This has been a crazy day. I don't know if it's a full moon or what, but we do have a reporter standing by. Today, in downtown Toronto, there was a woman getting brain surgery. Now, this happens all the time. People get their brains operated on. However, this brain surgery was a little unique because while the brain was being operated on, the lady was playing a violin. Standing by to tell us why was this lady playing a violin when her head was cut open, we're going to go to our reporter, Amarita, to tell us what's going on down at the hospital.
What's going on is that there are zombies and the zombies are like cursing them to play violin. And
My goodness.
and if they play it, and if you see a zombie getting caught like playing a violin, you'll get cursed by it too. So make sure to not be seen by it or don't look at it, because if you look at it, you can get cursed.
Wow. Anything else you'd like to share with us? No, she's good. She's ending her report. Let's give her a clap. That report just got real serious, real in a hurry. Zombies coming to Toronto. I loved how you did this report. You know, I talked earlier about smiling when we're talking. Did everyone notice that our reporter was smiling for the whole report? Now, even when she was saying some pretty grisly things about zombies and they're, gonna maybe attack us and that we're gonna be playing violins, she was still smiling, which is good because it brings emotion to our report. And there was a lot of emotion shared. Now, the only thing I could maybe suggest, because the report was so serious, it might have been appropriate at some point to stop smiling, to let us know this is pretty serious what these zombies are up to. Overall, I loved that you made eye contact with us for the whole report. You kept focus on your camera, which was great. Very good job. Okay, we have 2 brothers left. 2 brothers left. Let's see who's going first between the 2 brothers.
It's
All
the
right.
same one.
Vihan is going to go next.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, more breaking news coming into our news desk. Good evening. I'm Steve Elliott. And today we're getting reports of a rather unique police chase that took place today. Now, this chase took place in downtown Toronto, which isn't unique. But when police finally stopped the car they were chasing, guess who was driving? A dog. I can't believe this myself, but our reporter is standing by to tell us more. Vihan, how did a dog drive a car?
Well, as you can see, where I am right now is where the dog's owner is actually meant to stay. So he was originally from there, somehow got into a police car, and he started driving off.
Now, did he cause damage driving, or what happened during the chase?
Well, in the chase, he was driving very risky, and for some reason, he knew how to drive, which is really confusing because dogs should not know how to drive.
So are there going to be charges laid? What's happening with the dog now that the chase is over?
Well, since dogs are not humans, but they are still really cute, scientists will be looking at him and seeing how he knew how to drive.
Very cool. Very cool. Any more details for us?
Well, that's all I have right now.
Nice. Nice. Very good job, Ian. Very good.
It's fast.
I especially loved how you said, I'm standing here, and you had your screen right behind you. That was like the perfect place for a chase to happen. I loved that. I also loved how you were answering my questions very quickly. You weren't pausing a lot. You were boom, boom, boom. Very good job with that. Now, the reason I had to ask questions was we needed a few more details from you. So whenever you're giving a report, make sure you're adding in some things. Now, in this report, you can make up whatever you want to make up. If it was a real life report where I was giving you time to research, I would want to hear real facts. But in this one, you can make up whatever you want. What I loved most was, again, good eye contact. You made really good eye contact. And that's important when we deliver a speech. Very good job. All right, time to go back to the wheel.
Wait, why the wheel?
I always wonder, like, these are so dramatic, these spins. Who's the wheel gonna pick? Oh, it picked the wrong. It actually picked him. Okay, I was being a little silly there. Sorry about that. Okay, Arav, are you ready to be our last reporter?
Yeah.
Okay, here it comes. Today, a rather weird theft took place. Standing by at the Ripley Aquarium in downtown Toronto is Arav, where today 2 men were seen stealing a baby shark from one of the tanks. And apparently they were using a baby carriage to get the shark out. Arav, can you give us more details about the theft of the baby shark?
Yeah.
Excellent. Go ahead, tell us.
So the baby shark, he was a bull shark. So
Mhm.
it was so he put it in, and then security saw it. So they called the cops. The cops took their tasers. They tased the man. He dropped it. He dropped it in the water. The shark fell. The police opened it. The bull shark went out, and the guy was arrested, and the police went back to work.
Wow. Very good final report here, Arav. I loved how you spoke so clearly and loudly. It was very easy to hear you, which is very good in a report. I also liked how you described a bit of action there. Tasers dropping, sharks attacking. No, I don't think they attacked, but sharks getting dropped into tanks. It was all very action-packed. I like that you went with action-packed. Now, something to improve for next time. Oh, this one's tricky. Maybe some more description about the action, because sometimes I wasn't sure. When you first said tasers, I thought, oh, are they going to taser the baby shark? But no, you told us it was the bad guys that got tasered. So that was good. And the thing I love most was how many details you put into it. Very good job. Nikita wants to go play Switch. We're almost done, Nikita. We're doing a little extra time because we didn't start right on time. I love that we're clapping for each other. Let's all clap for each other. You guys did great. Did great. Now, remember, when we do reports, we are looking to give people details. Let's see. Do I have examples? Let's see. Do I have examples? I think I do. Yeah. So you're going to need to know who is involved or who is the audience. Who are you talking to? The details, the what. Nikita told us the town, they wanted the chocolate to harden and that you could eat it. We heard details about the shark getting captured and kidnapped. What does the audience need to know? We even had examples of zombies and being careful not to be turned into a zombie. These are all the whats, all the whats. We have the wheres. Where did this take place? The Hans report. Right behind me is where the car chase started. This is where the owner lived. I love that. He gave very clear indication of where things were starting. And then we have our whens, and we have our whys, and we have our hows. So that is what goes into report. You guys all did awesome with your reports. I now turn it over. No, before I turn it over, I have to ask, does anyone have questions about today? Yes, Armand has a question.
So, like, I have a question. So, if we continue these classes,
Yes.
what will we be learning?
Great question, Armand. Very great question. You'll be learning more about how to do a speech or a presentation, which could help you in school. If you remember, Vihan today said he had to do a presentation today. I will be teaching you things that will help you with that. How to write a speech, how to be descriptive in your speech and your speaking. We'll also talk about impromptu speaking, when you're not prepared to speak. Somebody asks you a question. How do I answer that question in a good way? So it kind of covers, okay? And now your sister has a question. What's her question going to be? Let's find out together.
Like, so like, do we have to like go somewhere for our presentation if we ever do one?
The presentations will, because this class would be an online class, I think. So we would do classes online, which means you would do them from the comfort of your own home.
No, like,
Go ahead.
I meant like if we do well and if we get to that stage where we could go to like somewhere to like read or like presentate our presentations or anything, would we do it if we got to that stage?
Sure. Absolutely, you could. This class is really about giving you tools that can make you better speakers. And if you want to challenge yourself and say, you know what, I want to do the next level. I want to speak in front of complete strangers. Never mind all these classes where I'm speaking to people I know. Give me a class where I don't know anybody. You absolutely could do that. There is other classes you can take with Uncle Michael and with me that will be harder, more challenging, but we all start at one level. So we all work together from one level first. Any other good questions from the audience? No. All right. Well, speaking of Uncle